So CPS in this specific county, it was a whole new bunch of people. And when my husband called to find out why he is now going from paying $50 to $300 something, they're telling him, oh, well, you never showed up for the DNA test. And he was like, I was never given anything. I said I would do one. I had no problem doing one. I was never given any information to do a DNA test. And we looked into it, and they're actually supposed to send you that information through certified mail. And they couldn't produce anything that they had even sent out a certified mail, let alone that one had been signed and proven that he had received that information. So they weren't supposed to be holding that against him. But, CPS and Child Support Enforcement, CPS was actually trying to help us. They wound up setting up the DNA test. He went and done it, proved it wasn't his. Child Support Enforcement, on the other hand, refused to remove his name and said that because the child was over so old. But the thing is the presumed father laws that matters to is if his name was on the birth certificate, if he had signed an affidavit acknowledgement of paternity, which he had never done, and the child didn't have his last name, and the mother never even listed him as a father. None of those things applied. So Child Support Enforcement was putting child support on him illegally. They had no reason to. He was legally nowhere considered to be this child's father in any way, shape, or form that would give Child Support Enforcement or CPS the right to enforce child support on him. So we paid that for a little while we were fighting it. We had some friends that were working with people changing the laws, writing up laws to submit. And our previous female governor threw it out. But right before the elections for the current governor and lieutenant governor, I had actually contacted both of them. Now, I've been working, like I said, with these people for a long time. And I actually contacted them and asked what their stance was on it. And both of these men told me they have dealt with this personally with their friends and family in their own life. So they understand what's going on. So the first thing they did when they got into office is they passed this bill so that no man would ever be responsible for a child that is not his by DNA. And it doesn't matter how old that child is. If you have up until the age of 18 to prove that that child is not yours, and then you are no longer responsible for it. But yes, my husband did pay for quite a while for a child that wasn't his, insurance and everything else. And until that law was passed, we never got that stopped. But we worked with a lot of great people, the Fathers' Rights Movement and Americans for Equal and Shared Parenting, things like that. So I've worked with them for a very long time, and a very close friend of ours that he was overseas with actually helped get the information to these people. We did the minimal part. There was other people who did the big part. So I just want to throw that out there. We did minimal. They did the great things.